From the 9th to the 16th of March, students from different universities and higher learning institutions, grouped in the Forum of Rwandan Higher Institutions of Learning Students Union, or FAGER in its French acronym, have organized for the first time a Students' Week for students in universities and other higher learning institutions. The week was marked by various activities aiming at finding solutions to some of the problems of the country. That annual week, dubbed Student on the Field, means that students have gone to the villages and meet the grassroots and collaborate with them in order to improve the lives of the Rwandan residents. When these young people met the president for the first time in the Meet the President event in October last year, he urged them to be the catalyst of the development and finding the solutions of the country's problems using their own means.
We must be riders of donkeys and horses, and it can only come from you, our young people, the students, innovators. But it is our duty as young people, as students, to make sure that we become the change agents that we should be and we are capable of being. We must have that determination. We must make that choice. Why should you be a secondary citizen of this planet Earth? Why should you? Always ask yourself that question. So young people, our future, you must not accept that. And not accepting that just doesn't mean saying no. It's saying no through what you do that brings about that change. We have to fight for every inch of our territory in terms of giving ourselves our dignity. Nobody will give it to us. If you are sitting there and waiting for somebody to hand it to you, you will wait forever. Do you wait for somebody to come and tell you what is good for you? That's why taking responsibility for yourselves, for ourselves, is extremely important.
For the second time, when they met the president in an event known as Youth Connect Dialogue, the youth from different higher learning institutions gathered in FAGER Forum pledged to come up with an annual week in which students would assist citizens in socio-economic activities as well as fight against drug abuse in Rwanda with the aim of building a country without drugs.
We, the Rwandan youth, are committed to fighting drugs and eradicate them from Rwanda. Secondly, students from higher learning institutions have pledged to come up with a week dedicated to the youth. And in that week, students, according to their fields of study, will contribute to the development of the country in other districts.
In that week, activities of sensitizing the youth to stop drug abuse as well as manual work for development were scheduled. Moreover, assistance was given to the vulnerable, especially the young ones. Before the beginning of the actual week, students from higher learning institutions who would participate were trained in order to equip them with enough knowledge and skills. The training focused on government policies, good governance, youth and patriotism, and fighting against drug abuse, among other themes. The training was facilitated by Rwanda Governance Board, Rwanda National Police, Rwanda's Civic Education Program, as well as the Rwandan Army. The week, dubbed Student on the Field, or University Students Amongst the Grassroots, was launched in the Rwanda Tourism University College located in Rubavu district and went on in other parts of the country. Some of the university rectors we were able to talk to think that activities of students are going to portray the actual image of education in Rwanda.
We are pleased by such an activity because usually there is an old mentality of thinking that a student has nothing to do with the neighboring communities. But when students take the initiative of working with the district, then with the communities around them for hands-on activities, community assistance, and the fight against drugs, we can now say that education has more value for the population and can really contribute to their development. The advice I can give to higher learning institutions is that the true development will only be possible when the learning institutions base their education on community issues. Therefore, students, lecturers, as well as leaders will study while focusing on those problems. For that reason, their research, as well as other activities, should be relevant to the problems of the community. It will not be good to see extreme poverty in an area where there is a higher learning institution in which people claim to study. Therefore, students should go out, leave the island of studies, and meet communities and their issues, then collaborate with the local government to develop their neighborhoods.
Students from higher learning institutions also used that opportunity to urge fellow young people in communities to think about what they can do for their country and its citizens. This activity has known the participation of local government leaders. For them, the fact that students met the population in villages gives hope for the future of Rwanda, particularly as far as self-reliance is concerned.
This sends a message. It is a call to the young people of action, and in whatever they do, they should strive to improve the social well-being and development of the population. If there is a person in the neighborhood whose life needs support, they should assist him or her either for plastering his or her house or providing any other assistance. This also sends a message to the population in general. The message is that if students come from universities and helping us, that should teach a lesson to the rest of people.
They have taken care of the environment. They have planted trees on a distance of more than 6 kilometers. All this aims at beautifying the town of Rusizi and giving it the image it should have. We were pleased by the time these students have given us and appreciate the fact that they came and joined hands with the population in activities of fast-tracking development. They are helping us construct the office of the cell. As you know, the administration needs to work from a decent building. So we are very happy they came to help us. Many of them are young today, but in the future, they are the ones to use these cell offices we are constructing today. So the fact that they are preparing a brighter future for themselves, which is something we appreciate as the district. And we wish it should be a good example for the others.
As it has been said, this week was marked by various activities: constructing houses for the vulnerable, constructing cell offices, anti-erosion work, providing health insurance or mutuelle de santé, community assistance, as well as various other activities aiming at community development. All these activities took place in 26 districts in a week. The beneficiaries of the community assistance, as well as those for whom houses were constructed, expressed their joy.
Back in the time when I saw the university students, I used to see and think they are a high-level people who could not come and meet me down there in the village. But now, I'm grateful to God and to our local government for allowing me have access to that opportunity I received or got. Indeed, I used to wonder where I would get the means of paying people who were building me the house and would not find the answer. But now they did it for me. I will never get other people to do this for me. For that reason, I'm really grateful. If only I could do something for them in exchange, I would not hesitate. Thank you very much for taking care of widows, old women, people who live alone, and help them.
23 higher learning institutions and universities attended the activities of the Student on the Field Week that was organized for the first time. Activities were held in 26 districts, and every higher learning institution had a district of their own depending on where they're located. Some of the higher learning institutions worked in more than one district. During the Student on the Field activity, students met the youth of the districts they worked in. Intore, or those who went through the National Civic Education Program, as well as other young people, reaching a total number of 60,000 young people. After the hands-on work, they sat together and sensitized the youth on how to fight against drug abuse and urged them to find solutions to their own problems with the aim of achieving self-reliance. Young people who participated to the Student on the Field activities say they have also learned a lot in this activity.
I learned a lot. I learned how to strive to become a hero without expecting any remuneration, but for the sake of developing my country. They also sensitized us on fighting against drug abuse. They told us how bad they are, and I was also sensitizing my fellow pupils who use drugs not to use them anymore. We have found out that drugs are very, very bad. My name is Patrick Baziga. I am a civil engineering student in Kigali Institute of Science and Technology. As students, this activity made us very happy. It is an activity that helps us expressing our patriotism, and for me, patriotism means enjoying your work and working for your country. The first lesson I learned from this is that we must work together, because when people join hands, especially young people like me, I believe that we can achieve a lot.
Personally, I'm very happy for these activities because I know and feel that I'm the one to develop my country. So when I realize that our government gives me a go-ahead in developing my country and see the different universities supporting the students, I really feel and give more power to give my contribution as a younger person in developing my country.
This activity was concluded on Sunday, March 17, 2013. The day started with a peace march aimed at fighting drugs. Students started the work from various places in Kigali city. Some started from Sonatube, others from the Kimihurura main roundabout around KBC, and the others from Remera in a place commonly known as Giporoso. They all walked towards the small stadium where the closing ceremony would take place. Various authorities graced the event with their presence. Those included government officials, university and higher learning rectors, as well as young people from universities and other higher learning institutions. All those who spoke on that occasion congratulated students for having organized such an activity for the first time.
I thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, who always urges people to have self-confidence and strive for self-reliance in finding solutions to problems of Rwanda. I would ask you to give him a round of applause. I also thank the young people from universities for the quick implementation of the goals they set for themselves and the great value of their activities.
I first and foremost thank the leadership of FAGEL. First of all, I thank you, the students of universities and higher learning institutions, as well as your good leadership. I will not repeat the achievement registered. However, I thank you for your commitment and for putting your words into actions. I thank you for having fulfilled what you pledged in the presence of the President of the Republic.
On that occasion, the Minister of Education, Dr. Vincent Biruta, was the guest of honor. He also thanked the leadership of FAGER for having thought of such an excellent activity.
First and foremost, I would start by saying that you could see by yourselves the strength you have as students from universities and higher learning institutions. If in only 1 week you can complete activities worth almost 140 million Rwandan francs, and here we are talking about of some of you, not the total number of students in higher learning institutions. If we improve on the organization of this activity and make it an annual activity or make it a continuous activity without waiting for a particular week, what do you think will be achievable in this country? You are well aware of your strength to transform this country. You are not oblivious of the fact that you have answers to the problems we have in this country, especially those related to poverty and literacy. I think that is the main revelation from this work.
All those activities had an estimated value of 139,295,950 Rwandan francs.